Now you were probably waiting for me to say something, as it looked like I was staring at the camera, but actually no, I was staring at a 152-inch OLED screen inside my glasses playing Mario Kart. The new Mario Kart World, mind you, on Switch 2. You don't believe me? You're just gonna have to, but my Switch is here.
2 years ago, on February 18th, 2023, I reviewed these. Actually, an earlier model of these, but it's the Viture XR glasses. It was a way of playing my Switch on a giant screen in front of my face, anywhere you want.
And that video wasn't sponsored. I was just completely blown away by the tech. Viture sent a pair of the glasses over, I checked them out, and I wanted to make a video because call me crazy, but it's kind of insane that at the time I was playing the Switch in my glasses. In fact, I took those glasses so many places. I
Take it on a train, you could take it on a plane, you could essentially just bring a giant movie screen with you wherever you went. I even took it on the bullet train in Japan, and then I realized how gorgeous the scenery is. I looked out the window instead. And since the Switch's whole thing is that it's already portable, being able to take around this giant portable screen with you was so cool to me. And also, that video wasn't sponsored. They sent me the glasses to see if I would like them, and I was blown away. My brain blew up. I was blown in every sense of the, well, not every sense of the word.
In fact, since that not sponsored video that I did with Viture those couple of years ago, Viture and I have actually formed sort of a bond. Even at one point, we released a beat 'em ups shade cover that you could put over your glasses if you wanted to black them out completely while you were playing. You know, that was before the really cool technology that these ones have now, where you can just black them out by pressing a button and it does it electromagnetically or something. There's a word for it, and I'll put it on the screen here.
And these glasses have become an integral part of my video gaming life, mostly at night. It's so weird. I keep them next to my bed. When I go to sleep, I lie there. Kim's watching TV, her like 90 Day Fiance or whatever. And then I'm staring up at the ceiling at a giant 120-inch whatever screen playing video games like I'm in my own private movie theater. And then once she falls asleep, because the audio is targeted only to the person wearing it, I can continue blasting my way through Cyberpunk on that giant movie screen, and she just sleeps like a baby. I've always been blown away by over-the-ear audio that actually sounds incredibly nice, full of bass, great quality audio that sounds like I'm wearing headphones, but I'm not. And it's so necessary, especially if you're catching public transport. You need to hear what's happening around you, but the fact that it also melds with this perfect over-ear audio is just such a cool feature.
I mean, heck, we want to talk about the relationship I've developed with Viture, both with the product and the company. The PR manager working at Viture even sent us a gift package when our son was born. I didn't expect that. Viture I've just really grown to appreciate the company and the product and their strive to create a innovative, leading, cutting-edge technology when it comes to these glasses, because they have competition, but they're not even matched in the space. They are always a step above and pushing the technology further and further. It's really cool to see.
It felt to me like the future of gaming. Like, not the way everyone's gonna play video games moving forward, but the idea that at some point people will be just sat on public transport playing games on their glasses felt like an obvious next evolution of just a way to play games. And I wanted to talk about it. I've said all of this to let you know that this time I'm making this video, it is sponsored. Before you leave the video,
They haven't told me to say anything. This is all, they've given me information on what this thing is, but it's all my own words. And I've already told you that I love it. And that I loved it 2 years ago when I discovered it.
I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts. The notes they gave me to talk about were literally just about the glasses. They don't put words in my mouth when I say these things are awesome and you will be blown away if you grab a pair and you see it for yourself. The screen clarity is mind-boggling, considering it's just a little screen that's up here being reflected into your eyes.
Also, the Switch 2 doesn't have an OLED screen, and so many people wanted it to have an OLED screen. They have a micro OLED Sony screen inside, which means yeah, you can now give your Switch 2 that OLED screen that you wanted so bad. That to me is such a cool hook to these glasses. Like you can just get that OLED in a massive 152-inch way.
So yeah, if you want to click away because this video is sponsored, the rest of us are going to hang around and be amazed by the fact that through this whole intro, I've actually been playing Mario Kart. I'm not even lying. Mario Kart has been in these glasses the whole time I've been talking. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see it. It's really hard to film B-roll or film what I'm actually seeing in the glasses here. Can you see how much I'm sweating for you guys? Now, it is impossible, especially when I'm in a car, to record what I'm seeing exactly. So I'll have to have my editor throughout this video kind of editor magic it up so you actually get the experience. There is Harman audio in this Luma model, and it sounds fantastic, and it's directional towards me, so only I hear it. So if you want to blast it, it's actually so loud right now, I can barely hear myself talking, and I feel like I'm trying to yell over it, but obviously I can turn it down.
Oh, and one thing I'll say quickly is anytime I've talked about these glasses since that video, and I've talked about how much I love them like I did in that video, there's always at least one comment from someone that says, oh, I thought you hated this, I thought you said they sucked, and now all of a sudden they're great. I'm like a 10,000% sure those people are getting confused by this video, where I looked at a competitor brand, which I won't mention, and I kind of tore into them because they were harassing me to talk about them on my channel. And then when I finally took a look at the product, it didn't work with the Switch, and it was a nightmare to use comparatively to these, which I'd already taken a look at on my channel. This is the leading brand in this space, as they've been voted and awarded multiple times before. Okay, so now that we got all that out of the way, let's dive in and look at these things. To begin with, this is their new Luma Pro model. They are sick. They're transparent. They pair perfectly with the OLED Special Edition Steam Deck. It's the same translucent orange look and vibe. It's really sick. They actually had already released with this collaboration with 8BitDo this controller, which also looks like the Steam Deck. They're really going all in on this theme, and I'm totally here for it. They even added little LED lights that turn on when you plug it in. All right, let me show you how they work and how you get started. So to begin with, you get this really cool magnetic cord, and you just snap it onto the side of the glasses. So if it's the Steam Deck, for example, you can just plug it straight into the USB-C at the top, put on the glasses, and now you're playing Elden Ring or whatever it is you have in your Steam library. You can also plug it in this same way to your Mac, your computer, your phone. In fact, if you are using a phone, if you have an Android, they even just released this really cool product, which again is a collaboration with 8BitDo. It's that same theme, but it's one of these guys where you plug your phone into it, and it actually feels really quality. If you don't know about 8BitDo, they make some of the best controllers and accessories that are out there. I mean, you can play Genshin Impact, the Xbox app, and do the cloud streaming. In fact, they even have this really unique 2D to 3D processing ability where they take the 2D and they make it 3D. I don't know how the technology works. It is quite literally magic. It can take anything and make it 3D. And because I had this massive screen, it looked like I was watching Spy Kids 3D in the theaters in the year 1995 again. I think it came out in 2000 and something, actually. All right, but I know a lot of you maybe don't care about all of that. The Steam Deck, maybe. But you're here to game, and you're here to game on the Switch too. Nintendo are a little bit tricky to work with at the best of times, you could say. Unfortunately, the USB-C output on a Switch and a Switch 2 doesn't output video. I think Nintendo does that on purpose to prevent you from using any kind of third-party dock or accessory that would make it so you wouldn't have to buy their dock, which on one hand I understand. On the other hand, it'd be really nice to plug in the glasses directly like you can on a Steam Deck or mobile or PC or most other things. But that's Nintendo's fault, not Viture's. Interestingly though, if you do plug the glasses in, it will say camera detected, and that's because there's a little camera on the front of this Luma model that wasn't on the older models, and this whole infrastructure supports hand gestures and hand control. You connect the neckband to the glasses, and you can walk around just with these two things, which is starting to feel very cyberpunk mixed in with my jacket. And this will allow you to stream movies, TV shows, whatever it is you want to sign into app-wise. You can also stream video games. You can connect the controller to it Bluetooth-wise. You can even put it in the little corner of the glasses so you can see everything around you and have something playing, almost like a TikTok brain rot at all times in real life. I wouldn't do that, but you could. And that's what the camera is for. Hand controls. Unless as I said, you want to plug it in directly to a Nintendo Switch, and then you can use it as the camera in game chat. But that is the only feature you're going to get out of plugging it in. And I think it was just a happy little accident. Because Nintendo doesn't support that, because they don't want you using a dock outside of their own dock, Viture's answer to that is a dock.
That's also a charge bank and comes with benefits. And I think Viture's mindset was, well, if we have to do an accessory to make this work, let's make the accessory sick and actually add something to the experience. So to start with, you just plug this cord in here and then you plug the other end into your Switch. Now, there is an accessory you can get, which I don't have for the Switch 2 yet, which seamlessly snaps it onto the back. And this dock is not very heavy, which is nice. Now, we're already charging our Switch. That doesn't happen when you plug the glasses directly into a Steam Deck. It just drains the Steam Deck battery quicker. This is actually going to charge your Switch while you play. On top of that, you have two USB-C ports here for glasses.
They could use the other USB-C to plug glasses in. So you could do 2-player Smash Brothers, which I have done with Bob before.
And I'm now realizing because the dock that you get has two eyeglasses, you could actually bring a date anywhere in the world in your car and sit and watch a movie together or play games together in the glasses like it's a drive-in. And that's actually pretty sick.
So this model that I have here are the Luma Pro. They have a 152-inch virtual display at 1,000 nits brightness. It is so bright and clean and clear. A 50% sharper screen than the Viture Pros, which were already the sharpest XR glasses on the market. They say it's 4K-like.
4K-like is a term that they took from people reviewing the glasses, saying that it looked like 4K, when it's not, because of the kind of screen that it is, this virtual reality screen. It doesn't really play by the same rules as other screens, and they're able to make the image so incredibly sharp. I'm gonna do the rest of this video inside because I'm starting to actually feel like I'm gonna pass out. Oh my God, sweet air conditioning. I don't even care if the audio is getting ruined now. I'm not doing okay. Go outside, I thought. Do the video in the sun, 90-degree heat, and then it rained, and then it became crazy humid. Not a great idea.
And I do appreciate Viture in that all their models and all their products, they all work together. And on top of that, you can even use other models of glasses from competitors. They can still play Smash Brothers with you by plugging into this dock. So again, Viture really does go all the way to pull out all of their stops with their products. I'm not gonna tell you it's something you need to get, because just even by definition, with the Switch 2 being what it is, it's already portable. You don't need to get it. If they look cool to you and you like everything that they're supposed to do, they won't let you down. I'll leave links down below if you want to check out the product. No pressure from me. They're down there if you want to see what Viture's got going on. Thank you, Viture, for sending over the new glasses, and this time sponsoring the video. That actually really helps. I don't know if you guys know this, but I did just have a kid, so it does really help.
Oh no, it's starting to rain again. Oh no, it's actually like raining. I gotta get out of here. I'm not even lying, it's raining. Save the Switch, save the Vitures.